All right, so we're going to take a tour of the new boat. Here she is. Now I'm going to voice over a lot of this because when I originally recorded it, there was a lot of wind noise and you couldn't hear what I was saying. So the boat's name is Emily when we purchased it, but the new name is going to be Reality Check. So what you see there is going to be changed. This is a 42-foot long Tayana Vancouver built in 1984. So Tayanas are built out of Taiwan. So this boat was built in Taiwan 36 years ago. But there she is, 42-foot long boat. And in a minute we're going to get closer. But this is setting in the slip at Stuart, Florida at the Harborage Yacht Club. Come over here to the only gap in the lifeline, right here. So it's a center cockpit. It means there's some extra space here in the back, and it gives extra headroom to the aft cabin, which is kind of cool. So here in the back we have a set of davits that hangs our dinghy. The dinghy is held up by these lines. There's some little blocks, some block and tackle here that allows us to raise the dinghy up, drop it back in the water. And there's another block here for the outboard, so we can haul the outboard up and down. It attaches. Get a free scuba tank. Free scuba tank came with it. I checked the certification date on it and it's good until October of this year. How exciting. So we have some solar panels up there. Maybe you can see them. Solar panels. We have a radar. This is actually the aft cabin down here. We'll see that in a minute. There's the cockpit. If we come around the port side, so this actually has the mainsail inside the boom. So it's a Schaefer boom furler. And that means that rather than having it folded all up here and strung, it's actually inside the boom on this giant spindle. So it raises up, you can bring it back down. There's a lot going on up here at the boom. We'll see that in a minute. But if we go up front, so we have two head sails. It's a cutter rig all the way up. It's a very large boat. This is a lot of canvas. So both of these are furling sails. So it has this giant spindle, and you roll it out, roll it back up. So this front one's a Genoa, this next one's a staysail. Same thing, a little bit smaller spindle, roll it out, roll it back up. And all of these lines are run through these blocks back into the cockpit. So everything is done in the cockpit. You never have to leave the cockpit to do any of the sail adjustments. Here's a big open hatch. We'll go inside and see that stuff in a minute. Here at the boom, all these lines are run through the boom. So we have the halyard that brings up the Genoa in the front. The next one's the staysail. This is the mainsail. And this one in between is actually the boom topping lift. I don't know if you can see it. The boom topping lift doesn't hold up the boom. The boom's actually held up by this giant mechanical arm. You can see all the portholes in the side. And we have these durades that allow air to go down inside the cabin. Oh, there she comes up. So I'll come in here and try not to step on my computer. So if we go here in the back of the cockpit, We have the helm, the wheel. I'll leave these things covered. And all these lines are run here through the cockpit so that all of the adjustments to all of the sails can be done right here in the cockpit. You never have to go forward when you're underway. So here's the companionway. We'll go inside. Steep stairs. All right. So this is the main salon, right? We got some couches. They're called settees on a boat, I'm thinking. So here's our table. Got some storage inside the table. Both sides. The leaves come up. Becomes a large table if you want it to. Over here on the port side, we have the nav station. So there's the radio and all of our control panels. DC panel, forward cabin lights, aft cabin lights, all of the stuff. And the AC power, right now we're hooked up to shore power. So the shore power is on, and that means that we can have air in the back, and I don't know if this shows up, air in the front too. So we have air conditioning. It's very nice. So here's the galley. We got a gimbaled stove. You're underway, still could cook. Deep double sink. We have a freezer, which runs off of the AC power also, and a refrigerator. Both of those work great. Microwave. Going forward, we have the forward head. So there's a bathroom up front. And then the V-berth. Now this is actually where we ended up sleeping last night. We slept in the V-berth because it has this really nice hatch. And a lot of great air came in. But it also has air conditioning. So this panel right here controls the AC. Air conditioning comes out. And here up front, those doors go to the chain locker. So there's 2 anchors, 2 chains. There's an electric 12-volt windlass. You just push a button, brings the anchor up. Push a different button, drops the anchor down. So here's kind of the way the boat looks from the very front. I come here through here. I almost hesitate to go into the back because we made a mess already, but I'll go back here. So this is actually supposed to be the main cabin. This is where you're intended to sleep, but we just put all of our crap on the bed. It also has an attached head of its own. Now this one actually has a separate shower, and this is a standing shower. So you can walk in and stand in here and take a shower. I'll get some light in here. So it's just a little box, but it is a separate standing shower, and most boats don't have that. All right, we'll back our way out. And again, this is the main cabin. And this is actually part of the cockpit. So this is why a center cockpit gives you a lot of headroom, because here I am standing about this tall. I can do this. So there's plenty of room here inside the main cabin, because the cockpit is not above my head, it's behind my head. So we'll come back up. Nav station again. All right. There's plenty of light. These open and close. So all of our portholes that close up, they open, you can let air in. Back up the companionway onto deck. All right. So there you have it. That's the short tour of the boat. This is the marina we're in Stuart, Florida. All right, thanks.